souls that we're bringing to the light. From maps to mugs to the rigs we drive, we're talking to the folks who keep this farm life alive. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull up a chair and ride along with me. Stories from the makers, the builders of the scene. Farm Sim Talk, where we live the farming dream. He's got questions rolling like a big John Deere, digging deep with modders so their voices we can hear. From giants of the code to the artists painting skies, he's shining up their stories like a brand new combine. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull up a chair and ride along with me. Stories from the makers, the builders of the scene. Farm Sim Talk, where we live the farming dream. From tractors to textures, from silos to sounds, there's a whole crew of heroes making this world go round. So tune in and find out who's behind the screen. Farm Sim Talk's the place to see what farming really means. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull up a chair and ride along with me. Stories from the makers, the builders of the scene. Farm Sim Talk, where we live the farming dream.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is Farm Sim Talk, a show where we get to talk to other creators here within the farming simulator space. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day so far. I know I certainly am, and I am joined here tonight by my guest, Texas Ginger Girl. Texas Ginger Girl, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Oh, I am fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for asking. So, first things first, can you let everybody know where we can find you?
Just what you have, my Discord link, my YouTube. That's pretty much all I have.
Gotcha, gotcha. Both of those are linked in the description below, so please go ahead and check out Texas Ginger Girl. Let's see. And then, do you want to give any shout outs before we get going?
Oh, I have. There's so many. If I forget anyone, I'm so sorry. But I want to give it a shout out to my husband, my daughter, Old Gamers Lane and Wayne, Miss Dust Bunny, Miss Lisa, Blue Collar, John Deere, Mr. Nacho, Right Family Gaming, Mr. Why Not, Dirty Nelson. I could go on, but there's so many awesome people.
Oh, absolutely. This is an absolutely amazing community of people here. So, again, thank you all so much for coming out here tonight. Want to give a big shout out to, let's see, I'm seeing a whole bunch of you out there tonight. We got McGarrick DK, thank you for coming out. Benji, Lisa, we got Mama Bear Farming, Ray. Ooh, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that last name. Let's see. I see who else? Old Gamers Lane and Wayne. We got whole bunch of a whole bunch of you out there. I saw Rusty Money Gaming. I saw John Brock. Thank you all so much. John C. Pepper, Ken Adlam, Jody, thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Greatly, greatly appreciate you checking it out and showing your support. Now, Texas Ginger Girl, do you kind of want to give us an introduction of who you are, what it is you do here in the Farm Sim community?
Um, so I'm new to it. So people are trying to teach me. I'm getting better. I'm really, really new. So I don't really know how to answer that because I'm so new.
Hey, you know what? Learning is absolutely something that is, allowable here in this space. So you keep learning on, and one of these days you'll be surpassing a whole bunch of us out there.
I just want to be able to, get on. I won't have to have nobody with me. I know I can go, hey, this needs to be done or this needs to be done. I can kind of do that now, but yeah,
One of the things I will
something always
always, sorry, go ahead.
something always happens and I end up messing up something or yeah.
One of the things I will always attest to when it comes to Farming Simulator is that it is a very difficult game to show somebody who's never been a part of it before. But it's one of
Right.
those that it's very procedural. And once you learn that procedure, you're good to go from there.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the interview. We're going to go into our first segment here. It is called Digging Up Dirt. This is a segment where we get to know who you are personally outside of the world of Farming Simulator. So, first thing I have to ask is do you have a job outside of being a content creator, or is this your primary job?
I am a custodian at an elementary school.
Gotcha, gotcha. And is that something you enjoy to do? Is being there to help out and
Oh, I love it. I don't mind getting down and dirty.
there's,
It's
you know
I
what?
love it.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it. So what about some hobbies? Do you like to go hiking, fishing? Do you watch sports? What kind of things do you like to do?
Is collecting Bath and Body Works a hobby? Because that would definitely be my hobby,
Well, to my wife, that is certainly a hobby.
right? We'd get along. We would get along.
Oh,
I like to
absolutely.
read. I like to watch TV. I'll do anything. I love to do anything. Fishing is fun.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, how often do you get a chance to go out to Bath and Body?
I go online.
Ah, I gotcha, I gotcha. Now, what does that make it at all difficult, or you just kind of stick with the scents that you like?
We'll try anything. And normally, if I don't like it, my daughter likes it. So it works. It works. Or I'll gift it to someone or, yeah.
Oh, the regifting. Gotta love it. You just got that kind of drawer set off to the side there. It's like, this is all the stuff we're going to give
Right?
away over the years.
Exactly.
Again, you and my wife would get along just fine. So,
Awesome.
so you said you like to go fishing. What kind of fishing do you like to do?
Um, perch fishing.
There you go. Yeah, perch fishing is fun. You know,
I'm not
you,
really good at it, but I try.
the way I see it, nobody is. Nobody's good at it. It's one of those that you just get lucky.
Right, exactly.
So what kind of
But it's
movies?
relaxing. It's fun.
Yes, very, very relaxing. So, what kind of movies or shows are you into?
I like anything really. I like Tombstone's my favorite. I love that movie.
Tombstone
Um,
with oh
Val,
goodness,
Val Kilmer, Kurt Russell,
yes, yeah, behind the
such a
OK
class.
Corral.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
such a
Great
class.
movie. What
Um,
what about that movie is do you like the most?
I like Val Kilmer. The way he portrays Doc Holliday is just amazing. He is so good at it. So good at it.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, he does a fantastic job. The I'm your Huckleberry.
Right, the quotes, just the quotes. I mean, you can quote it to anybody and they're gonna know exactly what movie you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely the sign of a great movie is when you can come up with any line of quotes and somebody else is going to pick up on it right away.
Full Metal Jacket, that's another
Oh
one.
yeah, that's absolutely great. Again, another classic.
Right.
Oh, why can't I remember the drill sergeant's name off the top of my head?
See, I'm with you because it's right there, but ugh, I cannot remember his name.
Yeah, he was a classic. I mean, he portrayed that role perfectly.
Later, it's gonna come to us, and we're gonna be like, "Oh, that
I
was his name."
I thought it was like something Arnie or I can't
Robert
remember.
Robert T. Robert T. Ernie.
That sounds about right. That sounds
Sound
about
it
right.
sounds right, but I could be wrong. But he
So
is.
so what other kind of movies are you into?
Um, I like westerns. I like romances, comedy. I like mob movies.
Ooh,
I'm
what's your favorite mob movie?
oh, there's so many. I love The Godfather.
Oh, that's a classic.
See, I just like classic movies, I guess. I tend to go more towards the classics and the older movies. The newer movies nowadays, I don't know. I just can't get into it.
I'm right there with you. I'm 100% in your corner on that one. I've made it very vocal on my distaste for modern movies nowadays. So
Agreed.
do you like to read books or
I like reading biographies, romances. I have the whole Nancy Drew collection. I like the mysteries.
what would be your favorite book?
Um, that's a tough one. There's so many. I like Catcher in the Rye's good. There's so
Great book.
many. I can't. There's so many. Um, Huckleberry Finn.
Wow, you really do go for the classics. I love it.
I
Love
do.
it.
I do. Um, that's a tough question because there's so many good ones out there.
It's hard to
Ah,
narrow down. I will
it
100% give
is.
you. All
It
right, so
is.
so let me ask you this: for books and movies, what would you say would be like your favorite genre?
For books, I like the true crime.
Okay, kind of
For
like the
movies,
kind of like that detective kind of noir
yes,
kind, or
the detective noir kind. Yes, yes, sir, definitely.
nice,
For
nice. What about
movie,
movies?
I don't know. I tend to like the westerns, but I like the mob movies as well. That's another tough one because there's so many good genres. Westerns, comedies. Really love comedies.
Oh, well, I mean, who doesn't love a good comedy? I mean, who doesn't like to laugh?
Exactly. Exactly. So it's really hard to just pick just one genre. But I guess I'd pick comedies. Definitely.
Gotcha, gotcha. And what about music? What kind of music do you like?
Oh, I listen to anything. I like classic rock. I like just plain rock. I like Christian. If it has a good beat and a good melody, I'm drawn to it. If the guitar just sounds just right, I don't know. I'm not picky. I'll listen to anything. Except for like the new music. I will say I am picky about that.
Uh, Again, right there with you. I completely understand.
And the rap, like, yeah.
Uh,
I'll
uh,
listen to pretty much anything if it's good. You can understand it and the melody and the bass just sounds good and it flows.
Again, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. So, do you have like a favorite artist, like somebody that you just kind of listen to? Like,
I love George Strait.
oh, oh, gotcha, gotcha. Like it.
He can sing anything and probably make it sound good.
Mm-hmm. Actually, just caught him in concert. What was it, last year?
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, it was
That's
him,
all.
Chris Stapleton, and
He's a good one.
was it Little Big Town? Maybe I forget who the third, like the other opener was. Yeah, it
That's
was.
cool.
It was a great concert. Absolutely great concert.
I bet you're so lucky.
Well, it was down there in it was down in Tampa at the where the Buccaneers play. Raymond James, that's
Oh,
it.
nice,
So yeah, it was a big
nice.
outdoor concert. The only bugger is that we were sitting on the side of the field where it was the sun was like setting from, so it was right across from us. So we were just getting like pelted with the sun for most of the evening.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth it, though, I guess, because it's
Oh, it
George
was.
Strait.
It was. It was so much fun.
That
So
that's
sorry, go ahead.
that sounds like so much fun.
Oh, it was a blast. Absolute blast. So, what's one of the kind of oddest or weirdest books that you've read?
Um, I don't think I've really read an odd one. I can't I can't answer that because I can't think of one right off the top of my head.
Okay. And what about movies? Have you seen any odd or weird movies?
Um, we watched this show about a tire that attacks you because my friend was like, "Hey, watch this." And yeah, it's just this tire that rolls around and attacks people. I
So,
was just like, "Oh, okay."
is it
Somebody
like
really thought, "Hey, I'm gonna make this movie about a tire and attacking people."
is it like The Son of Charlene or something?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. It was. I didn't know really what kind of movie it was because I was just like, "Huh? What kind of movie would that be about a tire? Like, what would you even call that?" But it
But
it, it was really weird.
w- no, I'm pretty sure it was. Wasn't it Charlene that was about the car that was possessed that would
Yes,
mow down people?
yes.
Okay, so
It was Christine.
or Christine. That yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would Son of Christine. There you go. That's the title.
So kind of like you got a car, now you get a tire. What are they gonna come up with next?
Mm, uh, exhaust manifold maybe? I don't.
Right, right. The carburetor's coming at you.
Mm-hmm. You're the carburetor. Ooh. So what would you do if for some reason content creation was not an option for you anymore? Let's say, your gaming system was no longer able to either connect to the internet, just blew up. What would you do as kind of a substitute?
Um, Probably just read. Like I said, I really love to read. But I don't even like that question. I wouldn't know what to do.
So, has it always been a dream of yours to be a content creator, or did you just kind of fall into it?
Uh, I kind of fell into it. My cousins, Old Gamers Lane and Wayne, they kind of got me into it because at first I was just gonna do cooking because they were like, "You should do a cooking channel." And then I just started playing Farm Sim with them, and this was like, oh, because I do Discord for them when they stream, and so I watch them stream, and it's really fun because you get to meet new people, you get to interact with people, you get to play an awesome game.
So, a cooking channel. So you like to cook.
Yes,
What's that
yes,
one dish that you would say is your absolute favorite to make?
banana pudding.
Oh,
I
all right.
love banana pudding.
I hope everybody out there is hungry right now because guess what? We're going to be going into a deep dive here. So, do you have like an often requested like from the family? It's like, hey, mom, can you make this? Or
monkey bread, and then also they like my baked chicken.
Ooh, nice.
And I don't just make like the monkey bread with the cinnamon. I make Reese's peanut butter monkey bread.
Oh, that
I'll have
sounds
to
amazing.
send you the recipe so your wife can make it, cause oh,
Yes.
it's really, really good.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it's super simple to make, super easy, it doesn't cost much.
You're hitting on all the things that I look
It's
for.
really
Is it easy? Is it cheap? Yes, yes. Oh,
exactly.
sign me up. Sign me up.
I try to make cheap and easy things for people, cause who wants to go groceries are already expensive,
Mm-hmm.
so who wants to make a big, long recipe that's gonna cost you $1,000 to make? Like, no.
No, exactly. It's one of those where, oftentimes the cheap stuff is some of the most delicious stuff. So no need to
Exactly.
overcomplicate it.
Exactly. I agree.
So you'd mentioned your family dynamic earlier. You mentioned that you had a daughter and a husband, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned that you also work at the school as a janitor, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or did you say janitor or custodian? I can't remember.
You can call it's you can call it either. It's janitor or custodian. Some people say janitor, some people say custodian. It's whatever you want to call it. It's either or. It the same, no different.
I gotcha. So how do you come up with that balance between the kind of the work life, the home life, and the content creation life?
Oh, hmm. Really? It's simple. I just go to work and I usually come home and try to play, but it is kind of hard to balance it because you got to come home. You got to cook, get everything ready for tomorrow. So I try to hurry up, cook, get everything done so I can sit down and play.
I gotcha, gotcha. So do you like to travel?
Um, I do, but I haven't. I've been to Florida and I've been to New York, and that's about it because I haven't really had time to travel anywhere.
I
I'd like to
gotcha.
go to Hawaii.
Hawaii, would that be like your dream vacation is to go to Hawaii?
It would. It would.
Gotcha. And what about Hawaii is kind of drawing to you?
The beaches, because where I live in Texas, you go to the beach, you're gonna find seaweed and just it's so much trash because people pollute it. They have the nice clear beaches. I wouldn't even know what to do if I was around a clear beach
Well,
living here.
you mentioned you were down in Florida. Do you mind if I ask what part?
Kissimmee
Oh, okay. So you weren't too far away from the water.
went to Disney. Is it Disneyland or Disney World that's in Florida? I get them mixed up. I think it's Disneyland.
You know what? I live here in Florida and I still get them mixed up. So I can't say as I blame you.
Okay, I get them mixed up.
So did you have a chance to go out and see the ocean when you were here, or?
I did not. I don't like water, but like I just the clear ocean, it just looks so nice. I would go in it, not far, because I don't know how to swim, but it's just so nice, and the sound of the waves is just so relaxing.
Well, I'll make a recommendation that if you ever come back down to Florida, if you want to go in the water, go in on the Gulf side rather than on the
Mhm.
Atlantic side. The Atlantic side is a lot rougher. You're getting a
Uh,
lot more waves and swells and stuff like that, and they have a lot more rip tides out on that side of Florida than they do on the Gulf.
like I said, I wouldn't go far, but just to step in it and step back out.
Oh, you'd be amazed how little distance you have to go out in order to get caught up. If you get caught up in one of those tides that pulls you out, it's not fun.
Oh, I bet. Especially for someone like me who can't swim, I'd probably freak out.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I mean, on that side, at least the beaches I've been to, they all have like the lifeguards with the jet boats and stuff like that, like the
Right.
what are they, like the ski-doos, um, and they'll go like tow out a like a little boogie board or something for you to be able to latch onto, and then they'll bring you back in, kind of thing, because it happens quite often.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Hmm.
So you mentioned that you'd go to Hawaii as like your dream vacation. So outside of going to the beaches, what else would you go to do there in Hawaii?
Um, I'd go to the little shops. I'd definitely go check out the shopping and the food because everyone has a different kind of cuisine, and I would definitely go to the restaurants and go to the different shops and just kind of explore.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, that's some of the best fun when you're going on vacation is just going to see what kind of like little knickknack stores and all that kind of stuff that you can come across, because you always get those kind of like tourist areas that you're able to just kind of see the local flavor.
Right.
So, what's one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Hmm. My age. Everybody thinks I'm like 16, 15. So when I say, "Oh, no, I'm 36," that usually genuinely surprises people.
Well, dang,
Like earlier,
sounds like you're
this
pretty
lady
lucky.
asked my husband, she thought my husband, she's like, "Is that your family?" I was like, "It's my husband." And she's like, "Oh, I thought that was your dad. You look so young." And I'm like, "No."
So what you're saying is that in one fell swoop, this person gave you a compliment and slammed your husband all in one go.
Exactly. That's what I said to him. I was like,
Oh,
my age.
that's
That's usually genuinely what shocks people is my age.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm 42. I look 42, so I mean, at a minimum, I look 42. I might look older, who knows? But no, it sounds like you got lucky there.
Oh, thank you. Don't ask that lady. She liable to think you're old.
So, what's one of your biggest fears that keeps you up at night?
Uh, hmm. I'm always scared someone's gonna break in. I don't know why, because I have protection, but I don't know that that's a fear of mine.
I'm pretty sure it's the law there in Texas, isn't it? Like mandatory, you got to have some
Right.
kind of.
Yeah, everybody has to have a gun. I don't know. It
Hmm.
just I know it's weird, but that's yeah.
Oh, trust me, I don't find it weird at all. It's one of those where I take that stuff very seriously here too. So, one of those where I completely understand and you know I get it. I completely get it. Do you own any pets?
I have one dog. He's half pit, half German Shepherd.
Oh wow, that's an interesting combo.
Yes, he's so pretty, but
So is he just
he's he
like a kind of a stocky looking German Shepherd kind of
yeah.
thing, or that's
He's not
awesome.
as they say German Shepherds are supposed to be smart. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
He- the boat kind of sailed on that one.
Yeah, like I'll watch police shows and they'll have their German Shepherds and I'll have them be like, "Look, why can't you be like that dog?"
He just looks at you like, "What?"
Exactly, exactly.
I trust me, I completely get it. I've got two dogs of my own, and I've got one who's a she's a hound mix, and the other one is a Jack Russell mix. And the
Cool.
hound is like eerily intelligent, but she's extremely stubborn.
Gotcha.
So it's one of those where you know she understands what's going on, but she's just basically like saying no the whole time. Like,
Right. Right.
so do you watch any like other content outside of the farming simulator space?
Um, I
like on
watch people
YouTube or
play
anything?
Call of I watch people play Call of Duty. I like watching people go explore abandoned mansions. Again, that's I know that's weird, but I like watching people do that because it's so neat looking at the man and what they find and the history.
Have you those haunted mansion or not haunted mansion, the abandoned mansions ones? Have you oh goodness, I'm blanking on the channel name, but there's one I came across where they were wandering through like what you said, just like it was an old building. It wasn't a mansion, but they ended up coming across like some random like people kind of thing. Um like I think they were like homeless and stuff like that, but they ended up like almost like the place was haunted, right? Because as they were kind of, kind of walking through, it initially starts out as uh, seeing like a flash through an open, like where the door handle would be on a normal door, but if the door handle was missing, it just has that hole in the door.
Yes, sir.
So it basically starts out as somebody like looking through there, but the person didn't know. Like, so it just kind of started out as kind of this kind of creepy kind of thing. Like, do you watch that kind of stuff, or is it just like, okay, we're here at this mansion and this is what it kind of looks like, and kind of just a non creepy kind of
Non
content?
creepy. They tell you the history of the house, when it was built, who lived there, stuff like that. I also like watching uh stuff about like learning about the 80s, like what products we had, what products we don't have today, like that kind of stuff.
Okay, so you have like a kind of affinity for history.
Yes, exact. What I could have just said. I don't know why I didn't say it like that.
So, what about the history that? Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense though. Now I'm kind of parsing out in my own brain because you tend to like the older movies, the kind of classics and stuff like that. So it makes logical sense that hey, history would be kind of your forte. Uh, is there kind of a certain time of history that you like kind of gravitate towards, or are you just kind of like an open book about it?
Open book. I like learning about any the 30s, the 40s, the 1900s, the 80s. It's just so awesome what to learn, like what kind of stuff they had, what they couldn't do, what we can do now, just the different types of products, food, the hair, the clothes.
Well, and it's one of those that if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. So it's good that at
Right.
least you're taking that warning kind of serious. So
It's just interesting to me.
gotcha. So if you could meet any three people, whether currently alive or throughout history, who would they be and why?
Ooh. Audrey Hepburn would be one because she's so giving and compassionate. I really love her. Betty White. I would love to meet Betty White. She seems like she would be so funny. I know she's funny on screen, but off screen, she may not be that way, but she just seems like she would be really fun to hang out with.
Oh yeah, Betty
Again,
White was a character.
she was. Again, she's giving. She loves animals. She gives to charities. There's so many different people. This is a really tough question.
So,
Um,
so to buy you a little bit of time while you think about it, the reason I ask this question is it kind of gives everybody kind of an insight of those people that you deem kind of valuable in your life. So it's one of those, not even necessarily valuable. That might be the wrong way to put it, but one of those where it is people that you would kind of deem as quote unquote worthy that you'd want to kind of get to know on a deeper level kind of thing. So it's one of those like it gives us a kind of insight of who it is that you hold of value.
Keanu Reeves. he was on a train one day and gave his he said stood up so someone could sit down and have his seat. And he's just so, again, giving and nice. Because people say celebrities, you meet your idol, you're probably not gonna like him, but he seems like he wouldn't be like that. He seems really, really giving. I just like people that give and are compassionate or nice, and they don't just care about the money. They give to charities. They help people.
I've heard so many good stories about Keanu Reeves. Basically, he has made so much money and stuff from his films and all that stuff that he has gone like basically to everybody who's worked on his movies, he gives them a gift of some sort of like high value. I
Right.
thought I've heard like he gave like motorcycles to pretty much everybody on one of his movies. Like all
Well,
sorts of stuff. But
I know he gave some Rolexes as
mhm.
well.
Yeah,
Like most
it's not often you find somebody who's so generous with what they have, kind of thing. And
exactly. Exactly.
yeah, it's a breath of fresh air when you hear stories like that. It's like, hey, I see that you're working hard in this movie. I might be the face of it, but without you, I'm nothing, kind of thing. And it's kind of that recognition.
Right. Because, yeah, you wouldn't have a movie without the sound person, the director, the producer, the mixer, grip, the grip people. I don't know what you call them. The costume designer. Exactly. You wouldn't be able to do it without all of you coming together.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, no, it's really nice when you hear those kind of stories because like it just almost gives you like a refreshment of humanity kind of things. Like okay, there are some
Right.
good elements out there.
Right. It's not all bad people. There are some good people still left.
Exactly. So what was your first job? Your first paying job?
I worked at Whataburger.
Whataburger. Oh, I loved
Yeah.
Whataburger.
Some states don't have that, and it's sad.
Oh, so for let me think. So I've lived down here in Florida for since 2004, and there was a Whataburger that was just down the road. It was like maybe like two towns over kind of thing. So, with driving down here was probably about 45 minutes or something like that. Um, but I remember the first time I went there was with a couple of friends of mine, and we ended up going there, and it was just it was incredible. It was so good. From what I understand, it's not as good anymore because it got bought out by another company and whatnot. But I haven't tried it since, so it's ever because they ended up closing the one that was by us down, and
Mhm.
now recently moved. So really far away. I think the closest one to me is maybe Tallahassee uh, or Jacksonville. It might be one of them too. But yeah,
Wow.
good stuff. What'd you do there at Whataburger?
I did pretty much everything. The cash register, did the frying part, made the drinks, did the drive-through. I did everything. It doesn't take learn it does not take much for me to learn. So I just picked everything up because I want to do a little bit of everything. I don't like just being at one spot. So I like to mix it up.
Provides the variety in life.
Exactly.
Completely understand. Like so back when I was 16, I got my first job at a Target, and I was a cashier, and it was one of those where I did everything I could to learn all the other facets, that I could, because who wants to sit there in front of the same place over and over and over again, day in day out.
Exactly.
So yeah, I completely get you. Completely get you. All right, so that's actually my last question for this segment. Now we're going to go ahead and turn to the audience and see if they have any questions. I'm just bringing up something here really quickly.
Oh, no telling.
All right, so just going to do a quick search here of the chat. Uh, let's see. Oh, Ghost Tech Gaming, I see that you are helping to reinforce the double question mark. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. Let's see. Q&A is coming up here soon. Let me see. Okay, so we got one from Nacho Cast. Nacho, thank you so much for your question. He asked, do you play on PC or console?
Console, PS5.
PS5s. So you stream directly from the console, correct?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. And do you have any plans maybe one day joining the like the PC world, or are you just happy with what you got right now?
I'm really happy with the PlayStation. I could probably learn a PC, but I don't know. I really love PlayStation.
What
But
other
I wouldn't
kinds?
mind if I
Sorry.
had a PC. I would try it.
So what other kind of games do you like to play?
I like. There's so many good games out there. My daughter and I play Minecraft. We play The Sims. Um, I like that LA Noir game. I like Grand Theft Auto. I like Halo, but unfortunately, PlayStation doesn't have that.
That is definitely a bummer about PlayStation. I mean, really, that's the bummer about any console is that you get those exclusives and you're
Right.
not going to get them on the other system.
Assassin's Creed is good. I'd like to play that one. There's so many good games that I like to play.
So the you mentioned LA Noir. That was one I played and was terrible at. I always accused everyone of being guilty.
It's
That,
hard not to.
well, it's one of those where for those who haven't played it, LA Noir is a kind of old like 50s detective style game where you show up onto crime scenes and you're there interviewing, interviewing the witnesses or interviewing just people at the scene kind of thing, and it's up to you to actually sit there and determine and like piece together like who the guilty party is, kind of thing. And it's basically very similarly based off like a Grand Theft Auto style of game. And yeah, I was terrible at it. I was terrible. That's when I like grew to know that yeah, I'm not detail oriented enough to be able to be a detective in real life.
Right. You're a suspect. No, you're a suspect.
Everybody's a suspect. Be like Oprah,
Right.
be like Oprah Winfrey, just giving out suspect cards.
Exactly. Ex-
Let's see. So, Ghost Tech Gaming, again, thank you so very much. I just saw that you started messaging me all these questions, so I greatly appreciate it. That is a huge help. So, we got a question from Old Gamers Lane and Wade. So, I keep saying Wade. Wayne. There we go. Sorry, Wayne. Do you have any pictures of your dog on Discord?
I do. Yes, sir.
Oh, so we're definitely gonna have to go check out that Discord to see the puppy. Ah, definitely. I definitely want to see that kind of mix. Again, Old Gamers Lane and Wayne, thank you so much for your question. We got one from Lisa says, "What other game would you like to play other than Farming Simulator?" So we kind of went into that, but what other games do you like to play besides you mentioned LA Noir, you mentioned Grand Theft Auto?
I like to play SnowRunner, but most of the time people have to come help me because I get stuck. It doesn't matter where I'm at, I will get stuck. If it's 5 minutes into the game, 2 seconds into the game, I find even in Farming Simulator, I will find a way to get stuck or yeah, something always happens when I play a game.
You know what though? That's how we learn. That's how we learn is when we make
Exactly.
mistakes.
Exactly.
One of the things I was told, growing up is, that's why pencils have erasers is being able to correct our
Right.
mistakes and learn from them. So yeah, it's one of those I've never been afraid to make a mistake. I've been afraid to, own up to it kind of thing.
Right. I agree.
Again, Lisa, thank you so much for your question. We got, let's see, already asked that from Nacho. We got Mama Bear Farman asks, "Are you the first girl being interviewed for Farm Sim?" Yes, yes, we are making history here tonight by being the first female to be interviewed here on Farm Sim Talk. So, congratulations, Texas Ginger Girl, you are the first.
Thank
Hopefully, not
you.
the
I
last.
I feel honored. Thank you so much.
All right, Mama Bear Farman, thank you so much for your question. Let's see, we've got next one from J Meister says, "What is your favorite game when you're not playing Farm Sim?"
Again, I like SnowRunner. I try to play it a lot so that way I can get past getting stuck because I never make it to do like, do the get the watchtowers or build the map because I'm usually getting stuck because I'm by myself. When I'm by myself, there's no one to help you. So I try to play that one so I can learn how to not get stuck.
Oh, yeah, and the fun thing about SnowRunner is that it's one of those where it's a grinded out kind of style game, so where, you got to go and do these, smaller missions, and then eventually once you do
Right.
the smaller missions, you can kind of build up your stats and get better equipment and all that stuff, and then you can get into the deeper, more, muddy areas and not have to worry about things. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a fun game. I will 100% give you that one. Let's see. Again, J Meister, thank you so much for your question. We got one from John C. Pepper asks, "What's your favorite song?"
Oh, that's a very, very good question. Um, I like Bohemian Rhapsody. I listen to it a lot by Queen. I would say that's my favorite. But then
Very
again, I
nice.
have so many favorites. I like Journey. They have some good ones. It's hard to answer that question because there's so many good ones.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like for anybody, I think to say that this is my favorite, I kind of like almost feels like you're being boxed in kind of thing. So I
Right.
completely understand that it's hard. Let's see.
We'll just
Again,
say that one.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We'll just say that one.
There you go. John C. Pepper, thank you so much for your question. Next one we have is McGarrett DK. McGarrett, thank you so much for your question. It says, "What has been your biggest change in life?"
My biggest change in life? Getting older. I don't know if that's a good answer or a right answer, but
Way I see it is that any day, anytime we get to have another day to go on, that's a good day.
exactly. That's a change.
100%. Again, McGarrett, thank you so much for your question. Got another one from J Meister says, "How long have you been playing Farm Sim?"
Since 22, Farm Sim 22. I want to. I started playing with Old Gamers Lane and Wayne. I want to say 2, 3 years. So I'm not
Okay.
really. I'm new because I played a little bit with them, and then they like doing different games, not just the same old game. And then so they started playing on the Silver Run Forest map. I didn't have that map, so I wasn't able to play and learn. So now I'm back. Since I got FS25, I can now play with them and I can have the same map. I don't have to worry about I don't have this map. So not new to it, but I am new to it because I'm learning. If that makes any sense.
Oh, absolutely. Jay, thank you so much for your question. We got another one from again, Ray. I am sorry, I cannot pronounce your last name there, but Ray, thank you so much for your question. It says, uh what next you want to learn how to do on farming so yeah, what's the next thing you want to learn in regards to Farm Sim 25?
Uh, we have some olive trees on our farm. I would like to learn how to do them, if that's what he's meaning.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
Okay, yeah.
is it the is it like the independent trees or is it like the grove where it's similar to like grapes?
I believe it's the independent trees. I'm not a 100%.
Gotcha,
Someone in
gotcha.
chat could probably tell you because they've seen them. I don't want to lie to you. I really, yeah.
So, yeah, because there's essentially two styles of olives there in game. One of them is like the base game where it's like a grove or like the lineup of like the olives, and you get the
Oh, I got
harvester.
you.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, I got you. I know. Yeah, it's the independent trees, like the big trees.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that one you need like the shaker, and you attach that to like a
Okay.
front end loader, and it just kind of jiggles the tree.
Oh, okay. Because I usually get stuck with doing the olives, like the ones that are lined up in a row, like you said. I usually do those. So I'm like, I would like to do the trees, learn them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are fun. It can be a little daunting at times because you got to find the right spot to shake the tree. But once you
Oh,
kind of figure it out, it gets pretty easy from there.
oh, gotcha.
Let's see. Again, thank you so much, Ray, for your question. Greatly appreciate it. Uh, let's see. And next one we have is from Lisa. It says, "Does your family watch your videos or your streams?"
I hope they do.
Lisa,
They,
Lisa calling out the family right away there.
yeah, she is. My husband's usually playing his own games and stuff, so they probably ain't. Not gonna lie, but that's okay. That's okay.
She also asked, "What got you into streaming?"
Again, old gamers Lane and Wayne. I would be in Discord running the soundboard, and I would see them stream, and just like I said, meeting the different people, and it's just so fun. You get to interact with so many awesome people. Like the farm sim community, everyone's just awesome. Couldn't have picked a better game and a better community to start streaming with.
Oh, 100%. Couldn't agree with you more. All right. So it looks like I am all caught up with the chat there. So again, thank you all so very much for your questions. We're going to move into our second segment here. It is called the meat and potatoes, emphasis on potatoes. This is where we're going to get to know you for more of your creative side of things, your farm sim side of things. So Texas Ginger Girl. It seems relatively obvious, but is it because you're from Texas, you're a ginger and you're a girl? Is that why you got your channel name?
I got my name from Old Gamer Lane. We were going through different. I was going through different names with them, trying to get some help, and he suggested that because, like you said, I'm from Texas. I'm a ginger and I'm a girl, and it just fit.
You know what? Sometimes the simplest things are the best things. I will 100%
Right.
give you that.
There's so many creative usernames out there.
I mean, in all fairness, I mean, I go by BDD, Big Daddy Dave, so I mean,
Right.
I just,
Like it's so simple.
you know what? We'll start calling you TGG.
There you go.
So, do you currently only produce farm sim content, or do you do other kinds of content as well?
Cooking.
Okay,
You said
so
you do other. Yeah.
you actually put like your cooking on your channel as well?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice. What what's one of the biggest ones that you put out there for in regards to
The
cooking?
the Reese's peanut butter monkey bread got a lot of views. It did really good.
I you know what? I could see why. I could see why. Just we talked about it earlier, and I'm still thinking about that.
It's really good. Everyone should definitely try it.
I'm pretty sure I just heard your husband in the background. It's like, yes.
You did.
uh, so so we established that you started playing in FS22. When did you start making content?
FS 25.
Okay, so here pretty recently.
Yes, sir. Because I
Gotcha.
started with the cooking first.
And how long have you been doing the cooking content?
A couple months. It hasn't been long. It's been about 2, 3 months. Not long at all.
Okay, okay. So do you tend to do more on the cooking side of your channel? Do you tend to do more in regards to like desserts and kind of the sweet side of life, or do you do do you do other styles of cooking as well?
But I try. It's been desserts, and I don't mean to make it desserts, but I find these recipes that people will send me or I'll find on the internet, and it's normally desserts, and it just sounds so good. I'm like, oh, I want to make that because I want to try it. But it's mainly geared toward desserts.
So it's funny
but
because sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna start doing other stuff, like actual, not just desserts, like chicken, baked chicken, and homemade mashed potatoes, homemade macaroni and cheese, spaghetti.
Is everybody hungry yet?
Right.
I just got done eating like not too long ago and I'm starving now. Oh my goodness. So funny story is prior to actually starting my gaming channel, I was actually thinking about doing a cooking channel. Was thinking about doing it for a very long time because I like to cook as well. Um, One of
Cool.
those where like dinners are my thing here at the house. I'll handle cooking dinners and my wife she'll handle pretty much everything else, the breakfast and lunches and stuff. But I've always been into cooking. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna obviously I'm gonna have to come check out the channel and see what all you got over there because uh, I love me a good cooking a good cooking show.
Right. I've learned now because I was just getting my face and kind of showing the ingredients, but someone told me if you would aim the camera better at the food, like, if you're putting it in the bowl, mix, like, they want to see the food. I wasn't even thinking of that. Because, I would explain what you need, show you what you need, show the ingredients, tell you the recipe, but I would just show myself, not really showing the food, what's going in it. But it's a learning curve. We're all learning. But you should definitely do the cooking. People who doesn't love to watch somebody cook.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. It's one of those where food brings everybody together.
Exactly.
So, what's one thing that you never expected when you started your channel? And some examples that I give are like the sense of community. Did you get any unexpected backlash? Things along those lines. What's something that you never expected to happen that did happen?
The sense of community, meeting, like making so many friends. Like, thanks to Miss Dust Bunny, I got a PS5. Like, it's just it's awesome, the community. I can't stress that enough.
Oh, and big shout out to Dust Bunny. She is absolutely amazing and an absolute staple here in the community. So yes, big shout out to her. Thank you so much, Dust Bunny. We
Definitely.
appreciate everything that you do around here. So, would you consider Farm Sim to be your favorite game? And if not, what would be?
Right now, it's all I play. It's definitely my favorite because, like I said, most games you just beat them and you're done. This game, you're always gonna have something to do, and it's relaxing.
Oh yeah, 100%. You and I were talking before the show started about how you know we both belonged in many different communities, playing many different games. Prior to leading up to Farm Sim, and it's one of those where Farm Sim being the best community that I've been a part of. Prior to that, I've been a part of things like the Call of Duties, the NHL hockey and stuff like that. And one of those where the communities were very like competitive, toxic at times. This community has been absolutely fantastic, and the style of gaming that Farm Sim brings to us that is not present on so many other games. you know you get to turn on Farm Sim. It's like, wait a minute, I don't have to be angry or upset every time I turn on my controller or so yeah,
Right, exactly.
it's very very calming, very like procedural by the book kind of thing. So it's very
It
nice.
is.
So how much would you say your day consists of playing and making farm sim content?
Uh, at least 4 or 5 hours is not that much because you work. I work right now. We're working 10-hour days, so I really don't have a lot of time to come home and. But when I do, I about 3 to 4 hours, sometimes five. Sometimes I'm up till 1 a.m.
Oh, I'm right there with you. I'm a bit of a night owl myself, so I'm up until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and having to get up for work at 8 o'clock in the morning the next day. Or if my kids, that's if they feel gracious. There are definitely times where they definitely don't want to give me that kind of grace. They'll come
Right.
roaming into the room at like 6 in the morning. Gotta love them. Gotta
But
love them.
exactly, it's definitely addicting because once you're on, you don't want to get off because it's just so fun.
Well, it's that mindset of what can I do next? What can I do next?
Right, because like we said, there's so much to do.
So up until this point, we established that you played on Farm Sim 22 and have started creating content and been playing Farm Sim 25. Do you have any kind of favorite maps or anything along those lines that you like really kind of cherish?
I like that agroforest map. That's what we're on now. I really love that one.
That's an amazing map. For those who have not played on that map, check it out. It's amazing. It's basically a retelling of Silver Run Forest.
My favorite map on 22 would be Big Flats, Texas. I like that one.
I mean, is that because there's a bit of bias going on?
A little bit. A little bit.
I can't blame you. I can't blame you. If there was, something something Florida, I'd be probably all about
Right,
it too.
right.
So, do you have a map that you consider be your least favorite?
Uh, not really. I mean, I really haven't tried them all. I've seen people play other different maps. I really don't. I really can't answer that because I haven't really seen that many. Yeah, I really
So,
can't.
Big Flats, Texas. I mean that map was very large fields, kind of squared off
Yeah,
and whatnot. A couple of
definitely.
cattle pens up in the north there, if I remember correctly. And then agroforest, I mean that one's very like windy twisty roads. The fields are very odd shaped for the most part.
Yeah.
um so what kind of map, and the elevation and the trains are like drastically different. Like Big Flats, Texas is big and flat. Agroforest is pretty hilly, mountainous in some areas. um what style of map would you kind of prefer? Would you prefer that kind of big, open, flat area, or do you prefer the kind of more like what agroforest offers in the kind of nice hilly terrain and kind of oddball shapes fields? Which one would you prefer?
I really like the hilly terrain. Now, I don't like it when I'm having to go up the hill and I barely can go, but I really do like it. I love the scenery. Just it's awesome. If they
Yeah,
could put like, the rocks in Big Flats, Texas, that would be neat.
I
And the
gotcha.
twisty yeah.
Well, and that's the one thing. Like me personally, I like if you presented me both of those maps, Big Flats, Texas versus Agroforest, I'd be on Agroforest all day and night. And it's because Big Flats, Texas being so big and flat, you can look out in any direction and you see kind of the limitations of the game, kind of thing. You can only
Right.
see out to so far before it starts to degrade in the textures and quality and all that stuff. Um, as opposed to like agroforest, you're hemming it in naturally because of the peaks and valleys on the landscape, and the whole 9 yards. Just kind of the way that the game is able to process the information to you. So yeah, that's my style of map, is getting those kind of hilly flat, or hilly as opposed to a flat style of map. So do you prefer to be on like the American style maps, or do you not really care, like just whatever kind of map kind of presents itself that is kind of an aesthetic appeal?
Map presents itself. Like I said, I haven't really played on too many maps, but uh, yeah. I have watched people play other different maps, and so far, I really like all of them that I've seen.
So would if you had the power to just snap your fingers and then boom, a map would come into FS25, would it be Big Flats, Texas, or would you try and bring in something else?
I would try to bring in something else.
Oh, really? Okay. Do you have a map in mind, or
I do not.
okay? And then do you keep up with any of like the news that's coming up for Farm Sim or anything along those lines?
I don't. I need to, definitely, but I do
The
not.
the reason I ask is because I was gonna ask if there's any like upcoming maps or anything like that that kind of have got you excited, something to be like kind of looking out for. But if you're not, following the news for Farm Sim, then that would be, rather difficult to know what's coming.
I definitely need to start because that's part of the learning. I need to learn, what new maps are coming, what new vehicles, new mods. There's so
So,
much to learn with Farming Simulator.
oh yeah, and it's ever growing, it's ever changing. It's yeah, tons of stuff going on. So, how deep were you when you were sitting there playing on Farm Sim 22, and then the announcements started coming out for Farm Sim 25? Were you paying attention to any of the kind of stuff that was coming out for the new game at that time?
I was because they were talking about new maps, new vehicles, new mods, and then when it came out, just the graphics and just it's different, but it's not different than 22. But there's so much. I don't know. It's definitely different.
So one thing that was happening when Farm Sim 25 was, being, kind of talked about before it was actually released, it was kind of that slow drip of information in regards to the features and the things like that for Farm Sim 25 that made it different and stood out from FS22. Was there any feature in particular that you kind of looked at and it's like, ooh, that looks cool. I wanna try it because of this feature.
I like the precision farming.
Okay.
That one's really neat. I really like that. They have that.
Have you gotten any experience with precision farming mod?
I have. I did just the other day.
Nice, nice. And what's your favorite part about that mod?
The precision farming,
Mm-hmm.
it really helps me stay in line. That is the precision farming one, right? With the lines that kind of help you and guide you to make sure your
Oh,
lines are up right.
okay,
I could
okay.
be totally
So
wrong, calling it the wrong thing.
no, so what you're referring to is like the GPS.
Oh, okay, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so precision farming is actually a mod that came out not too long ago actually. And what it does is it adds a bit of realism to the game to where like when you're using your sprayers, it has those sensors. Like if you're doing like a weeding
Oh, yeah,
contract, it'll
gotcha. I
just
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. So okay, so yeah, you're talking about like the GPS where it holds the line for you kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
Gotcha.
I got mixed up.
No, it's Not
Whoop.
a big deal. So, was there a feature that you heard about that you were excited about at first, but then kind of soured on
Not
after?
really, no, sir.
Okay, and what's one thing that you really wish was in Farm Sim just isn't?
Um, I wish they had better music on their radio.
That
They
would
have
be
really,
that'd be an improvement.
but
So,
that's one thing.
so do you by chance like when you're not recording, you're not doing any streaming or anything like that? Do you just kind of kick on the game and then just turn on some background music kind of thing? Or am I the
I
only
do,
one that does
yeah.
that?
No, you're not the only one. I do, yes, sir.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, what style of farming do you prefer to do? Do you prefer to like work out into the fields? Do you like to do forestry or grass care? What's your kind of your favorite thing to do?
I like the forestry, the logging.
Oh,
It's really
really?
fun. Yes. I don't know
Okay.
why, but it's fun to me.
Is there like a specific tool that you prefer to use when you're doing logging, or you just go running around with a chainsaw and just have at the forest?
I like the chainsaw. I mean, we have I don't remember what the tool is called, but we have the tree cutter. I don't know what it's called. I apologize. I don't know what it's called. But we do have a tree cutting tool, but I don't know. I just like the chainsaw.
Again, sometimes the simplest things are better. So, when you're playing on Farm Sim, do you get a chance to play with the contracts at all?
Yes, I've done the deadwood contract so much that they're not even popping up anymore.
Would you say that's your favorite job to do?
I'm not gonna lie, it is. I
Nice.
love it.
So is it
But the
kind of like
harvesting is awesome too.
the harvesting you said?
Yes, sir.
So is it kind of like the hide and seek aspect of the Deadwood contracts that you like, or is it just that you know what, I get to cut down some trees, I'm happy?
It's I get to cut down some trees.
Gotcha, gotcha. Is there a least favorite job that you like or don't like?
The olives, harvesting the olives, because you gotta just be really straight and not mess up, because they're in rows, and I constantly will forget which row I did when I'm turning, and I'll be like, "Did I do that row?"
Oh, you know what? Join the club. I'm right there with you. So back in FS22, I did a series on oh my goodness, it was an Italian map, and of course I can't remember the name of the map, but it had two different styles of grapes. It had white grapes and red grapes on it. That was kind of modded into it. And for so many times, I couldn't tell you the number of times where, because of how tight the spaces were for the harvester to work in, I would always skip over a row, and then I'd be driving past it, afterwards, realizing, wait, I missed that row, and then I'd have to go
Right.
back and it's terrible, just terrible.
It is. That's me. Definitely me.
So, as a content creator, what kind of advice would you give to somebody who's looking to start in the content creations field?
Don't don't be scared to learn. Don't be scared to meet get out there, because a lot of people can be rude. And I've talked to my friend because I've tried to get her to stream, but she's just so worried about people being rude to her, and she's like, you can't worry about that. Just act like you're by yourself. Just act like you're talking to friends. There's so many people that will help you. It's awesome the amount of help you get. They don't treat you like, oh, she should know how to do that. Why is she not doing that? Instead, they're like, hey, why don't you need to do this, and that'll help you.
100%. We all start somewhere, so no sense in casting shade or anything like that for people asking questions. That's some real good advice there. I 100% agree with you. Is just don't be scared, get into it.
Right. It's ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Exactly. So, what would you say up until this point right now? Because you haven't been streaming content for too terribly long, but so far, what's been your most memorable moment to date?
Ooh, that's a good question. Uh, hmm. Messing up all the time and people just laughing with you and not at you, and people so quick to help you when you mess up. Because the other day I got a tractor stuck, and then the guy I play with, he came and brought his tractor, and he got stuck trying to help me, and then I went to go get a tractor to help him, and we got that one stuck. And instead of just griping and being like, "Why did you do that?" He just was like, "It's okay," and went and got something to help us, and that was pretty memorable. I laughed so hard I cried because it was just so funny.
It was like the dominoes of tractors.
Ex- Exactly. It was pretty funny.
Oh, and I've mentioned this before. I've been playing since FS19 days, so I've got the full FS22 and a good chunk of 19, and now going into 25 under my belt. And to this day, I still goof up. I still make mistakes. Nobody's
Right.
perfect, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So, and like I mentioned earlier, if you're not willing to make mistakes, then you're not willing to learn.
Right.
You learn the most by making mistakes.
Exactly. Exactly. Because every person, the mistake you made, I guarantee you, the person helping you has made that mistake.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's I refuse to believe there's anybody out there that's perfect at all times, when playing games, really just in life in general. There's nobody out there that's perfect. All of us are flawed in one way, shape, or form. So it's one of those that, come from a point of understanding. And, that's the one thing that you and I have been talking about this whole time here is this community has that level of understanding. Like, hey, we all started somewhere. We all have kind of our flaws. Let's go ahead and just be okay with it and help each other out.
Right.
So do you have any like favorite mods that you like to use?
Not not really. I can't. There's so many mods. I don't
And
really have a favorite.
and with only been playing since 22 and rolling into 25, I mean, not having a good base of mods and stuff like that, not a shock. One of those that as you get more and more comfortable, you'll start getting into the mod scene and figuring out what mod will work better for this application and all that stuff, and that's part of the
Right.
learning experience, and you'll get there.
So if I do another review, then once I learn it, I'll be able to say, "Oh, this is my favorite mod."
Well,
'Cause yeah.
that's definitely in the works. Definitely in the plans. So
Once
definitely
I
planning.
learn everything, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Once I learn everything, then I want to learn the mods and the maps and yeah.
Well, and like we mentioned earlier, it's all about the learning aspect. As long as you're willing to learn and put in the effort, it's one of those that you're going to be a better player for it. So keep it up, keep up the great work, because like I mentioned, we all started somewhere.
Right. Definitely.
So do you have like a favorite content creator in the farm sim space?
I there I really can't answer that because there's so many, so many awesome creators out there. just to name a few, you got Mama Bear, you got Ghost Tech Gaming, you got Dirty Nelson, Mr. Nacho. There's so many good ones out there.
Absolutely. No, there's so many of us out there. Content creators, modders, map makers, the whole nine yards. There's it's nearly impossible to say yes, this is my favorite, because everybody has their own strengths, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Everybody is really good at something.
I could be biased and say, "Oh, Gamers Lane and Wayne,"
But you know what? Again, we'd understand it. We'd understand that bias, absolutely.
but everybody's just so smart, and it's just amazing to watch people just get on the game and they know exactly what to do and just they're so smart. Now, when you say they're smart, they'll be like, "No, I'm not smart," but there's there's so many knowledgeable people out there.
So if you had the ability to be able to create a map, so you had all the prerequisite knowledge in the coding aspect, the terrain, molding aspect, everything, you had every bit of knowledge that you could do. What map would you create based off a real life place?
Hmm, that's a tough one. They should make a Houston, Texas map.
Gotcha, gotcha. Is there a particular part of Houston that you would want to capture?
Mm, I don't know. I like all of Houston. I guess bias again. um, Downtown because it's just got so many skyscrapers and tall buildings and the way the highways are made. It's just I don't know. That's a tough question. But
Well,
I like I don't know. It's a tough question.
no worries, no worries. Let's see. So that's all the questions I have for this segment. So now we're going to set our sights back onto the chat and see what questions that they have. Let's see. Again, Ghost Tech Gaming, thank you so much for helping out with the questions. First one we have is from Why Not Gaming. Uh, let's see. It says, I got a sunflower field waiting for you? Question mark, question mark.
Uh, because I like sunflowers. My favorite flower is sunflowers.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I'm with you now. Awesome. Why not? Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. We got one from Dirty Nelson says, have you gotten into animals yet in Farm Sim 25?
I have not. We have a dog, although I couldn't find him yesterday, so I don't know if they got rid of him, but we have a dog, and it's pretty much that's it. We haven't gotten animals yet.
Gotcha.
Now I
Gotcha.
have played with people that have animals, like horses and chickens, so I kind of know what to do if I had animals. But
Is
yeah,
there
no.
is there a specific animal you'd like to get into?
I like the horses. I love the horses. They're so pretty.
I agree. They're a lot of work in game. There's a lot of work to go into them, but they are really cool to manage. Because I don't know if you're familiar with the kind of in-game mechanics to the horses. Are you familiar with it at all?
Not really. I know you have to ride them, clean them. That's basically what I know.
I mean, you nailed it. You nailed it absolutely. You gotta, depending on the pen or pasture, you gotta give them water. Yeah, if it's a pasture, you gotta give them water. If it's just a barn or something, typically water's included in the barns, and then you gotta feed
Okay.
them. And then everything else you just said there, you gotta ride them, you gotta clean them, and then you're good to go. And they just build up value over time, and eventually you can sell them off at a profit.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Let's see.
Cool.
So Dirty Nelson, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate. We got one from Lisa says, "What is the one thing you don't like on your current farm?"
The olive.
the
It's
the
like
one the one job you're getting ready to do?
the I haven't done the trees yet, where you said you shake them, but the olives that are in rows, you just gotta be so precise and be straight, and it's not hard to get stuck. You gotta have a certain harvester for it. Yeah, it takes probably about 2 hours to do them.
Yeah, it's a long, slow,
Yeah,
arduous process, and
exactly.
when you have to be that level of precise in order to get everything done, yeah, it gets hard very quickly. Let's
Yes,
see.
definitely.
Again, Lisa, thank you so much for your question. We got one from Wranglosaurus Rex. Thank you so much for your question there, Rex. We got what is your favorite brand to use in Farm Sim? So, do you have a favorite manufacturer?
Uh, Not really. But then again, I haven't really, once I play more and learn more, I could definitely answer that question. There's so many brands in that game.
Oh, tons of brands. And I think
So
he's referring to specifically like perhaps like tractors.
I
Um,
like John Deere.
John Deere Green. There you go.
Definitely like John Deere.
Gotcha, gotcha. Again, Rex, thank you so much for your question. Let's see. The next one we have is from J Meister says, well, what's your favorite mod to use? So we asked that earlier and really weren't able to give like one explicitly. So let's see. Let's go again, Jay. Thank you so much for your question. We got one from Nacho Cast says, you have a great voice. Would you be interested in doing a character for Farmer on the Run?
Oh, thank you. I sure
So
wouldn't mind.
just so you're aware, if you don't know, Nacho is doing a series on his channel called Farmer on the Run, and yeah, he's asking if you'd be interested in being one of the voice actors.
I've never done that before. I wouldn't mind.
Awesome, awesome, Nacho. Thank you so much for your question. Let's see. Okay, so the next one we have is from Benji. Benji, thank you so much for your question. It says, have you tried RPG gaming?
Yes. Role playing game, yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Is there one in particular you played?
Um, no. It's hard to I've played so many. Uh, that's a tough question. There's so many that I've played. Um, Skyrim
Okay, that's one I haven't played.
is a good one. Elden Ring's a good. There's so many good ones. Diablo, Borderlands. I guess if I had to pick just one, Skyrim, definitely.
Nice, very nice. And not so much a question, but a comment. We got Nacho Cast saying, "You're all witnesses. She's under contract." uh, Benji, again, thank you so much for your question. And he's saying, quote unquote, legally binding. Oh my goodness.
He's awesome.
Let's see. We got Jay Meister says, "Do you watch sports? And what's your favorite sports team?"
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I again, I think it'd be criminal if you lived there in Texas and you weren't a Cowboys fan.
Exactly.
I'm
I mean, there are Texans fans here. We forgive them, but
I mean, it's one of those where I don't think that you could be a proper person from Texas and not be a Cowboys fan.
Right. I can already see the comments now. Cowgirls, why you like the cowgirl?
Oh my goodness. All right. So I believe we made it through all the questions. All right. So now we're going to go into our third and final segment here called That's a Silage Wrap. This is where we start closing things out. Again, I want to thank everybody out there for joining us here tonight and following along with the interview, asking your questions. Greatly appreciate every single one of you out there. And I also want to thank you, Texas Ginger Girl, for coming on and having this interview. Thank you so very much. I had an absolute blast with you here tonight.
Thank you for having me. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And before we get to wrapping things up, do you want to let people know where to find you again?
On my Discord, you can YouTube, look up Texas Ginger Girl. And I really don't have any other, just Discord and YouTube, what you've already put up.
And do you have any future plans or projects?
Um, Not really. I just want to learn farm sim and get that done, and then definitely work on a new project.
And what about on the cooking side of the channel? Do you have any kind of future recipes that you're kind of itching to go out and try?
I want to learn how to make homemade bread.
Oh, okay.
I want to learn. Yeah, I want to learn that for sure.
Are you just
I want to
like
learn
talking like normal like white loaf, or are you like wanting to get into like the more advanced like sourdoughs and stuff?
the more advanced, the sourdoughs for sure.
My wife did a sourdough starter and all that stuff, and it's a lot of work, but man, is it so worth it.
Oh, I bet my friend's wife can make homemade bread, and he's always going on and on about how it's so good. So I was like, oh, I want to try that.
It's actually funny because I literally just read it was either yesterday or the day before. My father had gone on to a Alaskan cruise line, going up to Alaska and kind of making his way around there. Well, there were towns there in Alaska where it was common for every single person in the town to carry around the starter. So for those people who are not familiar with how sourdough works, is that you essentially you ferment a a dough mixture, right? So you put in your water, you put in your yeast, and you put in your flour, right? And you let it sit there and kind of just do its thing, and it just naturally ferments over time. Well, it has to be kept at a very specific temperature. And oftentimes the temperature range especially back in the day, inside homes was not good enough. So what they would do is that they would carry around a starter in their jackets, going from place to place. And it was very common for people to always have like a starter loaf right on their person. It was very, very common back in those days. So, anyways, I thought it was very interesting and just kind of something that I came across just recently. So I guess yeah, there we go. A little bit of history for anybody interested in the great state of Alaska. So let's
That is
see.
interesting for sure.
So yeah, I mean, I wish you good luck in doing it. I know for a little while there, it did frustrate my wife something fierce because it's
I bet.
well, it's one of those where you have to be very precise and patient,
Right.
and
Exactly.
she was just like if she misread or miscalculated or whatever the case, because you gotta like measure its starting weight, and then based on the starting weight you take some out and you discard it, and then you add a little bit more stuff, and it just kind of like you gotta feed it and do all this kind of stuff. It's I don't know all the ins and outs, but I know it was definitely a process for her. But
Yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead.
definitely a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work. You definitely
Yeah,
got to be patient.
absolutely, absolutely. So again, I want to thank you again for coming on here. I had an absolute blast, and this is where I go ahead and turn to the audience and say, if you enjoy what you see here with the Farm Sim Talk series and you want to see your favorite content creator or map maker, modder, farmer, whoever, anybody who is even connected even a little bit with the farming simulator space, go ahead and reach out to me on any of my social medias. They're all listed down there. Down below me, as well as linked in the description below. And let me know. Let me know who it is that you'd like me to try and get on to the show here, because it's unfortunately I there's so many of us out there, so many people who are connected to the world of Farming Simulator that I just can't know everybody. It'd be impossible. So if you got a favorite content creator out there, it's somebody you want to get to know about a little bit deeper, go ahead and reach out to me. Let me know. Discord, X, Facebook, Instagram. I will do my absolute best to get them on the show. But again, I want to thank everybody so much for coming out here tonight and hanging out with us and following along. And I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy doing the shows. You're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care. Texas Ginger Girl, hang on for just 1 second until after the outro, and I'll catch you on the other side.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care, everyone.
This is Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Let's roll. Out here in the country, where the roads run wide, there's a world behind the pixels that we're bringing to the light. From maps to mods to the rigs we drive, we're talking to the folks who keep this farm life alive. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull up a chair and ride along with me. Stories from the makers, the builders of the scene. Farm Sim Talk, where we live the farming dream. He's got questions rolling like a big John Deere, digging deep with modders so their voices we can hear. From giants of the code to the artists painting skies, he's shining up their stories like a brand new combine. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull up a chair and ride along with me. Stories from the makers, the builders of the scene. Farm Sim Talk, where we live the farming dream. From tractors to textures, from silos to sounds, there's a whole crew of heroes making this world go round. So tune in and find out who's behind the screen. Farm Sim Talk's the place to see what farming really means. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull